Alright, we're back. Today we got some Oxbow Brewing Company. This one's called Lupolo. Or Lupolo? Yeah, Lupolo. Lupolo. And it is a dry hopped Pilsner. And it says keep cold, enjoy within the year. Production time took 6 weeks. Okay. 5% alcohol. Lupolo is an unfiltered Pilsner brewed with European malts and noble hops, named after the Italian word for hop. This is an Italian-style Pils and is an homage to the hop-forward pale lagers produced in Italy. And then it shows you kind of some additional stats right there. This is my shower beer, so I only have just a little bit left, but is what it is. When I first cracked it, it was fresh, crisp. It did have just a little bit of hop character that came through as a bit of like citrus bitterness, kind of like a grapefruit or something like that, but it was mellow. So that's that. Today we're going to be using some Declaration Grooming Massacre of the Innocents, which is based off of Parfums de Marly Herod. You get a look at that there. This is the milk steak base. And it must have like vanilla or tonka or something in it because of that dark brown color. Really nice. I'm sure we're familiar with the milk steak base by now, but I'll show you some of the ingredients and stuff just in case. It is one of those really high quality soap bases. Declaration Grooming makes some really good stuff. This one's based off of a high-end cologne. So, there's that. Herod, to me, I've smelt it in person, and I'm not super familiar with it, even though I've smelt it more than once. But I don't own it, and I've never really, took it out for a spin. I've just smelt it on a test strip, and gave, some immediate reactions. I like Herod, but it wasn't my favorite from the line of, or at least it wasn't my favorite with those initial impressions that I got at, I think it was like Nordstrom's or something, where I smelt it at. But it's a good scent. I do like it. I like Declaration Grooming's take on it. It smells really nice. Definitely something I would spend my money on, for sure. Oh, I didn't show. I got the lather right here in the Lancaster bowl. Sorry. And then I got my Luton brush right there. As you can see, it got branded into the bottom. But this is the Bloodwood and Black Walnut that has the burn marks, or the electric fractal burning marks throughout. This is such a cool, one-of-a-kind piece. And I really wish Luton would get his ass back in action and start making some more of these brushes, because he really brought something cool and unique to the shaving brush space. And it just has kind of a no frills badger knot in it that has quite soft tips. I would say medium to just below medium backbone, which is perfectly fine. I have no problems bowl lathering with this, and I could imagine you wouldn't have any problems face lathering with it either. But just a no frills, no hype, badger knot, soft tips, decent backbone, and just a fucking awesome shaving brush handle. We're going to be using, we got the Alpha Outlaw handle, and on top of it is the Charcoal Goods Level 2. So I think it's upside down, but you can see charcoal. Perhaps you might be able to see Level 2 on the other side. I don't know, I don't want to cut myself, but you can see there. And it has a Polsilver blade in it. Polsilver was my favorite DE blade when it was in production. nowadays they're no longer in production, and they are kind of rare. You don't really see them popping up in shops all that often. And if they do, since owners know that it's no longer in production, they usually hike up the price a bit, so it's the most expensive DE blade that they offer. But I guess you pay a little bit extra for items that are unobtainium otherwise. But I do have a small tuck of Polsover blades that I bust out from time to time because they were my favorite. And I suppose the running theory is that the Wizamet blades are kind of like the predecessor to Polsover blades. So they have kind of all the same markings. I believe they're made in the same production facility. And they feel really similar. So I think Wizamet blades are going to have to be my new favorite DE blade. Although the Gillette Platinums are close behind. I do like the Gillette Platinums a lot. I like Voskhod's as well, but they give me a different experience than the Wizamets and the Platinums. But I do like Voskhod's. God, I love this razor. The Charcoal Goods Level 2 is it just feels so nice to shave with. Kind of sad, I guess, after the Charcoal Goods guy left my city. Yes, if you didn't know, he opened up shop and made his razors in my city that I live in. Under my nose and without me knowing, right up until the point basically where it was like 2 months before he left. I did get this before he left though, so I still got a Charcoal Goods razor that was made in my city while he was still here, so I'm counting it. But he did move. He's no longer here. He moved, and I guess he's having a little bit of trouble getting like all of his permits cleared by the city that he moved to. And so his initial projection to start production again was like sometime this year, and now unfortunately he announced that he doesn't have plans to open up shop this year because the permits aren't arriving in a timely manner, and that pushes back the gear that he wanted to, the machinery that he wanted to move into his shop. And so it just seems like his plans are getting pushed further back, which is a bummer because a lot of people, as soon as something becomes unobtainium, if it was any good at all, it all of a sudden booms into popularity. And that's exactly what happened. You know, people are kind of seeking out Charcoal Goods at the moment, and a lot of people picked up their everyday razor right when he was closing shop. But some of the older styles, like the Level 2 and Level 3, are kind of highly sought after right now. And it's just a bummer to all those people that kind of have interest in picking one up and seeing what the buzz is about, that there's kind of no plans to start production this year. So the market for them is going to get even crazier, I'm sure. It'll get worse before it gets better. Alright, let me push that to the side. Take a little swig. But if you keep your eye on BSTs and even display that you are interested in buying one of these razors, maybe you'll get lucky. It helps if you're active and you check often. People kind of get familiar with people's wants and whatnot, and sometimes a community member will even tag you to a post if they see something you're interested in, which that's real cool. Sometimes they do it for friends, but sometimes strangers tag each other too if they become familiar with your wants. So something to keep in mind. If you haven't used a Polsilver blade, I'd say pick up some Gillette Platinums or Wizamet Super Iridium blades. I'd say they're very similar. They're very similar, and it's a smooth and sharp blade. So, I know that sounds a little bit like contradictory, but how feathers are kind of sharp, and initially they might even be considered like a little bit harsh by some people. Well, these are sharp, but they're still smooth. I would say they don't have that initial harsh feeling. But I do think they cut very efficiently, and they have rose to the top of the heap for me. Alright, there we have it. Looks like we got away with a very nice looking shave. Let me go ahead and get some of this lather off the face. There we go again with lather on the forehead. I don't know if it's just the way that I'm attacking it, but it's like I get some lather on my hand and then I drag it up to my forehead every now and then. So, that was a very nice shave. Let me grab my Lancaster towel. I will not be putting this peasant towel to my face. I haven't. It's Lancaster. Very nice. I didn't speak too much on the scent because since my nose is a little bit degraded, I want to take a swing in the dark. I know what hair is supposed to smell like, but since this isn't hair, you know what I mean? This is Massacre of the Innocents, so in order to give you an accurate depiction of what it really smells like, I think I would need my nose at 100%. But luckily, it is a pretty popular scent and a pretty popular soap. So there is reference material on YouTube and all over the place, on the internet. It's a good one, rest assured. Based off a high-end cologne, so you kind of can't go wrong unless the scent notes just aren't your thing, but alright. Got the majority of the lather knocked out. Let's go ahead and get some of the matching aftershave splash. I can't remember if I mentioned that Brian over at the Wet Shave Experience let me borrow this. Fuck. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but he's the one who let me borrow this set and many others when we did our little soap swap. Got a industry standard restrictor there. I'm just going to steal a splash out of it, just a little bit. Yeah, so Brian let me borrow this. We did a soap swap to kind of help each other out. Definitely recommend doing those sort of things with your fellow community members. It's helpful for both parties, mutually beneficial. Alright, so that is good stuff. That smells good from what I can pick up. Alright, that'll do it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. That was a very nice shave, very enjoyable shave. Have a good weekend coming up. Thank you for all your support. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.